Hey guys, you're listening to the Shift Training Podcast,
where we talk about personal growth. We talk about physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and just overall well-being.
And today we'll be talking about physical health, physical fitness, and holistic health. What's the relationship there? So let's jump right in. So Vaughn, you are the physical fitness and physical health sensei. So we're going to rely mostly on you today.
All right.
And I'm going to start with asking you one of our simple questions, which is, what are the most nutritious foods that I can eat regularly?
What are the nutritious foods that we can eat regularly? Okay, so there are 10 foods that I can tell you, or maybe less. The one that I think that's good for your brain and for your body. I think number one. Okay, so let's get into the basics. Get into your fruits, your vegetables, those complex carbs, lean meats. But 10 foods, I would suggest eating avocado. It's healthy fats. Not so good, but it's good for your brain, for your body. But try not to eat a lot of them because it could be a lot of calories. So watch out for that. Same as oil. Same as coconut oil. Second is blueberries. That one is really, really good for your brain. That is good for your cognitive function. Third is broccoli. Has a lot of fibers. It's not so good if you eat it by itself. Well, I don't know if
I love broccoli.
You love broccoli by itself. Maybe steam. I could eat them by steam, but in general, I don't think they taste the best, but they're good for you. It has a lot of fiber, makes you full. Fourth one is, like I said, coconut oil. 5 would be eggs. It's good for your omega-3s. 6 would be, like I said earlier, lots of vegetables, spinach, kales, anything that you see that's green, eat them. It's good for you. Another thing is turmeric. Not a lot of people know about that. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is really good. The darker it is, the purer, the better. The better for your brain.
And better.
Yeah, that's right. It could be really bitter. And lastly, I would say water. You know that water is 70% of our body is made out of water. So drink your water. Stay hydrated. That way you can have a better function for your brain.
Guzzle the water. I live with the water always by my side. So I think one of the things that really stood out in your list was about eating foods that are bitter. And that's one of the things that I think I learned somewhere at some point in my life is that eating certain foods that are bitter, like those leafy greens or dark chocolate, those usually tend to have lots of positive health benefits for us. I also want to say that your list is awesome, and I want to encourage people to also explore what's the most nutritious for their body, since our bodies are very different, right?
Right.
So I think that's one of the things that is important to understand is finding out what is the most nutritious for you. And I know there's a difference between nutritious and what's clean eating. I think you read a book about that, and but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
Next question. We're going to move on. So next question is, how can I stay sharp mentally?
How can I stay sharp mentally? Well, first of all, I already mentioned, eat those foods that are going to enhance and improve your cognitive function. But I would say one big factor is your sleep. Your sleeping time. What I've noticed for me, I need to get at least 7 to 8 hours to have that optimal function for me cognitively and physically when I'm working out. I feel it. I feel stronger. I feel sharp. I feel focused. I think another one is, I already mentioned, is with food. When I eat nutritious food, leafy greens, lean meat, but if I eat junk food, greasy food, burgers, pizza, I feel it the next day. I don't function really well. I feel really slow, sluggish. I can't even think right. My awareness is just not there,
Right, 100%. I think for me, staying sharp mentally, definitely. Since we're talking about physical health and physical fitness, when I think about mentally staying sharp, I think about cognitive function, like you said, and cognitive function is relevant to brain health, right?
Right.
So if you eat what helps your brain, Sleep helps your brain. If you think about things that actually help your physical brain health,
right,
usually that's the same stuff that'll keep you mentally sharp.
For sure. I think I missed another basic activities, which is exercise. Working out. That sometimes when I'm tired and I just went to the gym and just go push through, I'm just so glad that I've done it, because it gives me that extra, feelings of happiness, excitement, right, after a workout. So
like you're alive again.
Yeah, you're sharp. Like if you just push through sometimes with those mental fogginess in your brain.
Yep. Getting that blood going, blood flow to the brain, moving all the chemicals around and all that. I think that's definitely essential for sure. And that's kind of like in the realm of physical fitness, right?
That's right, yeah.
That's the benefit of physical fitness is maintaining your physical health, but also being tested in a way to where you're consistently fit. We think about fitness as in being in a state, a long-term state, like you're constantly fit, or that person's really fit, right? So if you're constantly in a fit state, it means your brain would, generally be more consistently sharp than not, right? If you're maintaining your physical fitness, yeah?
Right, yeah, they're all connected.
Right. So, all right, cool. So we touched a little bit on this, but let's go further. How can I reduce brain fog and fatigue?
How can I reduce brain fog and fatigue? Sometimes you just got to listen to your body. Sometimes you push yourself to where your limit, but you overdo it. I think it's a good idea to just sit in stillness sometimes and really ask yourself that, are you really tired, fatigued, or are you just making excuses?
Oh, yeah. I think discernment plays a role in that. You can't, if you don't spend any time being present in your body, it's really hard to feel, am I really fatigued or tapped out? Like for myself, the other day I was training.
Yeah.
And
tricking.
Yeah, tricking. I don't do that no more. Retired. Yeah. Tricking, kicks, flips, and twists.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was training and I could feel like my ankle where I have this small injury. I heard it a little bit and then I took care of it. And then I started to train. I could feel it starting to fatigue. And knowing that, it's starting to fatigue. Now it's time to cool my jets and stop.
Yeah.
Stop me from running back into injury. And becoming aware of that is how you stop repeated injury. You need to know when it's time to let off the gas. You need to know when it's time to rest. You need to know when it's time to eat foods that are anti-inflammatory. You need to know when it's time to condition to strengthen again. You have to spend time in your body learning those things. You can't just push inevitably constantly, or you will destroy.
Yeah, I'm at this point of my life where I focus a lot more on conditioning and strengthening rather than training a lot. I feel like I really beat my body up when I was in my early 20s or even teens, that I'm paying off, the hard work that I've done, where it's, we all need to do some hard work, but when you've done it, you overused it, then you're going to have to pay later. So what you said earlier, that, step off the gas a little bit. And that's what I've been practicing a lot lately.
Awesome. Yep. And then in terms of brain fog, I think for myself, like, it's what you eat, staying hydrated. So for example, if I asked you, how many cups of water have you drank today? Some of my family members and friends would cringe because they know I asked them, hey, did you drink any water today? And they know I'm kind of like the water police. But it's because I know how the body performs when you're dehydrated. If you've ever been dehydrated, or AKA if you've ever drank and been drunk and had a hangover, dehydrated. If you've ever been dehydrated in your life, then you know how it feels.
Right.
It feels like crap. And your brain feels like crap and performs like crap. Right? So stay hydrated to prevent that from being, the case of your daily life. Why would you ever want that to persist daily?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, 75% of your body is made out of water. So if you're dehydrated, then that fog in your brain will come up. And I always have this question of, Do you know how many cups of water do we need to? I don't even know the ounce and stuff.
That's so funny. There's so many different answers on this how much water you need to drink a day thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I drink as much water as my body says it needs to stay feeling the way that I want it to feel.
Interesting.
So for example, like I like being sharp. Like I like feeling like I can say, brain, I need an answer. And brain goes, here's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, brain, I need an answer. And it goes, I'll get back to you later today.
Right.
Like, I don't like that feeling. So I generally consume water through the day.
Yeah.
And I would say for myself on average, I do that like 8 cups or 64 ounces plus. So like somewhere between like 64 to like 96 ounces is probably what I consume. Well,
depending on how much your activity as well.
Exactly. So when I'm more active, I drink more water.
Right.
So it's more for me, it's more about paying attention to my body.
I see. Yeah, that's good. Because I know when I'm dehydrated, I have a headache. It's not just like mental fogginess.
Oh,
sometimes I get like really bad headache. I'm like,
I think something like the shrinking or something or inflammation, something happens in the brain and the body. Yeah, where it's like when you're dehydrated, something is physically happening and that's what causes that pain in the body. Doc Amen, he's got all the brain health juju.
That's true. He's one of the sensei.
So our next question is, how do I change my mood when I'm feeling down?
How do I change my mood when I'm feeling down? I think I would go back to my previous answer of like working out. Sometimes when I am down, feeling sad, but when I go to the gym and after I finish that exercise, I feel that my mood changes. I think it's because of the
releasing
endorphins. Yeah, endorphins. That's one way. Or two is just eat healthy, healthy food.
Yeah,
help you a lot.
I think eating healthier does help a lot. I think what it does is when you're quote unquote healthier, our ability to adapt to things is better. We have more energy to utilize for things. So for example, let's say we have a battery. It's got a, 100% or 100 points that we can use per day. And that's if we reach 100%. If you're not getting good sleep, you're not getting good food, not really being active, not taking care of your body. Well, let's say maybe at best you're getting 65%. Right. Imagine you have a cell phone that never goes past 65%. What you can do is drastically limited in the day. Right. So let's say you have to deal with something that's tough for you. It's going to be hard for you to improve your mood or how you feel, how to navigate that, how to change your perspective. All that stuff costs energy.
Right.
So if your energy levels are significantly lower, it's harder for you to navigate stuff. Think about, here's another one. People who drink coffee or people who drink energy drinks, regular consumers of caffeine. Okay. Ask them what their day is like if they don't have their 2 cups of coffee in that day. How do they feel?
They feel tired. They complain. I haven't had my coffee yet. What?
Yeah. Or if it's energy drinks or whatever, you can feel that boost of energy. You feel more capable. You have more energy, more resources to use to execute or move through life. So in terms of how do I navigate mood, like you said, food, staying hydrated, staying active is going to boost your overall energy. But another thing that I think is, this is where I would say tying the physical and the mental. Yeah. Like you said, going to go work out. Take your body, go do something else. Yeah. Like go be present somewhere else. Let yourself, whether you go for a walk, whether you do some yoga, whether you dance around the house, whether you sit still and just breathe. Take your physical body into a different state. And that generally will help you improve your mood.
100%. And just going back again on the Monster or like any energy drink or coffee that you drink, that for my own personal experience, when I tried like any energy drink, it doesn't even last that long. And then right after that, I just feel so exhausted. Like I can't even function properly. So I think you need to like, take it easy on that. And I've seen a lot of people or heard that when they go to a, without caffeine for about a month, they feel way better. I think it's part of that become addiction too, and that boost of energy. But sometimes you need to like step back, try something else and fast for a little bit and see how it goes.
Yeah. Addicted to the feeling. This is one of those things where, like you just said, taking a break, a fast. This is one of the reasons why I do fast sometimes from different things. I don't like feeling like I am dependent or bound upon certain things. If I start feeling like I'm dependent or bound, or this is how I'm coping and it's an unhealthy way of coping, then I shut that down. I need to fast. Because that for me is a test. It's very important to say, I can stand or navigate on my own. That might not be important to everybody, but that's important to me. I don't like the idea of going, I can only survive life with this.
Right. Yeah. That's recently, a couple of weeks ago, since I've been getting, like the example that you're saying, I've been getting really addicted on the taste of a protein bar, specifically the Bear Bells. But yeah, that's what I do as well. Like I would, no Bear Bells or protein bars for about a week. I just don't want to be dependent on that, because you could have that addictive mentality.
Yeah, 100%. So let's go to our next question. Next question is, this one's great. How do I settle myself when I'm stressed or overwhelmed?
Oh,
by the way, those are different. Stress and overwhelm, different words. Brene Brown, Alice of the Heart. Get your emotional granularity up.
Exactly. Well, remember that stress, this could be a good thing. It could relate to growth, and overwhelm is you get paralyzed.
Total shutdown. So how do you settle yourself when feeling stressed?
Okay, when I'm feeling stressed, I would take a break. I'll take a break for about, it just depends how stressed I am. But I know stress could be a good thing. So I would go back again to whatever it is that I need to do.
What about when you feel overwhelmed?
When I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Once you hit overwhelmed, then...
that's as Brené Brown said, your emotion is 10 out of 10. And your focus is 5, and your understanding of that emotion is number 1. So I would really sit to somewhere I could feel relaxed, like nature, and just, I enjoy the present moment and do that.
I think for me, when I'm stressed, my default is to lean into it, I guess. When I feel stressed, and I think a lot of people do this, is like we go work harder, or push harder, push faster, or try to get through it. And, I think we try to like seize control of the stress. We try to seize control of like whatever anxiety it is. And so for me, when I'm stressed, like when I feel pressed, I usually do a few things. I will lean into it a little more. And then I ask myself some questions like, what about this is making me so stressed? Okay, I feel as if I don't have the capacity to handle this at this moment while handling this and while handling that. So I need to focus one at a time. So what I do is I'll focus on one thing at a time. I'll try to break it down or make it simpler, less stressful, but I don't try to avoid what's stressful, because I know that pressure is a privilege. We talk about all the time. Right. Pressure is a privilege. Stress is a place where you have the opportunity to grow. It's stretching you. You have an opportunity to expand beyond your current limits if you don't hit overwhelm and cap out.
Right. Oh, I like that analogy. Stress, it stretch you to get better. Okay.
Yeah, it stretches you to get better. And that's why I lean into it. I really genuinely believe that, because in my life, whenever I do, I grow.
Right.
But overwhelm, when you hit overwhelm, and I think a lot of people say stressed and overwhelmed, and Brene Brown makes this really clear.
Yeah.
Stress, you got a lot going on, you need a little help. Overwhelmed, you are capped out. There's no more room, there's no more capacity. You can't do nothing, you're about to shut down. That's overwhelmed. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people work themselves to the point of overwhelm.
That's right.
That's why they clock out. They're like, I'm about to Netflix for like 6 hours, or I'm about to do whatever. I'm overwhelmed. Time to clock out.
Exactly. Like their understanding is not there, like that's where bad decisions are made.
Yeah. So when I feel overwhelmed, I just stop doing stuff. I give myself a set time to take a break. I'll schedule it. I put it on my calendar and I'll say for this duration of time, we're not doing anything.
Nothing.
And I don't let myself say I'm doing nothing and lay in bed and think about it. or, well, I'm gonna just check this really quick. No, nothing. Just
not at all. Maybe a walk in the park. That could be a good solution for that.
Yeah, I might go take a walk. Just put on my headphones and play something relaxing. And just go for a walk.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's how I deal with that. But I would say if you're dealing with stress or overwhelm, again, stop doing what you're doing. Breathe, be present with your body and just make some adjustments. But I think, again, what helps you better navigate stress and overwhelm? Energy levels. How do you take care of your body?
It goes back to that, yeah.
Right. So I think, let's see. So our last question for today. Last question is, what is the role of physical health in our overall well-being?
What is the role of physical health in our overall well-being? I believe for me, physical health is one of the pillars that we need to work on. And we need to make it as a lifestyle, do it, eating food, exercising, and sleeping on the right time. I think it's one of the pillars, how we work on our mental, emotional, spiritual. And I think physical health is in that category because you can't be fulfilled, so to speak, if you are neglecting your physical health. If you've seen people that are very successful, you can find a pattern with those individuals. They are successful because they work on not only on their mental, emotional, spiritual, they also work on their physical health.
Yeah. And I think the ones that have reached like some level of like success or financial success, however you define success, if you've ever seen anyone hit a certain point and then all of a sudden they take it a step further and they really start focusing on their physical health even more, if you were to ask them, hey, which version of you was more successful? When did you feel even more alive and more fulfilled? Was it when you hit the success at this point in your life, but you were physically unhealthy, or when you were successful and then you improved your physical health and physical fitness and continue to go on your journey? And I bet money they would all say, once I started getting physical, I reached levels I didn't even know I could before.
For sure, yeah.
I have no doubt about that in my mind.
Yeah, if you want extraordinary result, then physical health is one of the things that we all need to focus on. Yeah,
and I will say this, the role of physical health within holistic health, within overall well-being, I'll just call it straight. Like, you cannot possibly reach everything that you want without bringing your best self. And imagine that your body is your ship. Let's say it's your spaceship. Let's say it's your ship on the sea. It's your physical form and how you navigate things in the physical realm. And it needs energy to operate. So if you are never really, let's say 100 days go by, and out of 100 days on, let's say 90 of them, you show up at 50% capacity. 50% capacity for a majority of that 100 days. And then you take that and you take that version of yourself, same you, and you give that you 100% energy for the same 90 days, not even the full 100. Let's say for the last 10, you kind of crap out. You don't have great energy. But 90 to 90, 50% energy versus 100%, that's simple math. That's twice as much as energy, right? But it doesn't mean twice as much output. It could mean same output, or if you choose, it could mean exponentially more output. It means you could not only produce and create more, you have more energy to navigate whatever it is that's leading you to be overwhelmed. Physical stress, tension, all that stuff, it manifests in our body. We feel it. It drains our energy. It drags us down. It makes our mood worse. So your body, your physical spaceship, is what helps you feel the way you feel. It helps you have the emotions that you have. It helps you create the things you want to create. And you cannot reach peak levels in any of those other areas, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. You cannot peak out. You can't touch the top of the mountain if you don't take better care of your body. And you probably won't know it. And you probably won't believe what I'm saying because you haven't tested it. I dare you to test it. I dare you to take better care of yourself for a whole month and compare how you feel, compare how you think, compare what you do. I dare you just for a whole month. If you're not the type of person who normally goes and spends time taking care of yourself, eating healthy, I dare you. 30-day challenge. I dare you to do it.
Even in a week, you can already feel it.
Yeah.
Much drastic difference. And then within a month, I think it's going to blow your mind how great feeling you're going to feel after that 30-day challenge.
Huge difference. But that's just for people who are not believing what we're saying. Test it for yourself. You know what I mean? We're just here sharing our experiences, what we've learned, what we've studied, and research and whatnot. And honestly, if you don't believe it, go check it for yourself. Try it for yourself and come back. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your experiences are. So that's really it. Physical health is one of the pillars. You got to take care of yourself. Remaining fit lets you be more consistently sharp, lets you have consistent higher levels of energy. And when you do, you can show up better for yourself and your feelings, your emotions, your behaviors, your habits, and everything else that you do. You can really show up with a whole lot more energy.
That's right. Treat your body like a temple. They're all connected.
Yeah. So I think that's it for today. Vaughn, do we have anything else?
That's it for us.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, follow, all the things. Yeah. And if you want, you can check us out on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, Audible, and some other platforms. Other than that,
that's it.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.